Hello and welcome everyone. A very good noon. And so I just want to congratulate all the audience because you have just logged into a power hour that's about to decode what's really happening at the intersection of AI hiring and the workforce strategy. And yes, a little spoiler alert there. It's nothing like your HR handbook. So welcome everyone. This is SheWorks Women Everyday Women webinar series. And this is where we don't just start a conversation, we just spark them. And today's edition, the generative AI in HR, the future of hiring and workforce development. And trust me, the future is already clocking in. In an age where the job descriptions change faster than app updates and algorithms are sitting at the interview table, we are here to make sense of what's next for hiring, upskilling, and everything in between. And to do that, we have brought together some of the sharpest mind in the technology and talent people who are shaping the workforce strategies at scale, leading AI driven innovation and redefining what's truly means to build a future ready them. So it's not every day that you get to be a part of company industries who are not just watching the future unfold, but actively are building it. So without much ado, so whether you're here as a HR leader or a tech visionary or a just a curious professional or someone preparing for a job also that didn't exist 12 months ago, this conversation is definitely for you. Let's get this webinar started. Let's quickly introduce all the speakers. The first one, when we talk about the intersection of AI and strategy at scale, our first speaker isn't just part of the conversation, he's definitely leading it. So first up is a man who wears multiple hats and wears them well, Mr. Mukesh Jain, CTO at the Capgemini. So I would love to say that Mr. Mukesh, if AI had a face, Mr. Mukesh Jain probably might have helped design its brain. So, with over 29 years of experience, Mukesh Jain isn't just a technologist, he's a transformer from building global scale products at Microsoft to driving innovation at Geo, VFS, and now at Capgemini. He's mastered the art of blending technology, business, and people. He's a TEDx speaker, startup mentor, book author, and a leader in AI driven innovation. And yes, he is still somehow writing his third book. And I don't know how you do all these things. Definitely want to understand how many hours you actually have in a day. Well, most of us have just 24 hours. So Mukesh doesn't just talk about the future, he's the one building it. So welcome, Mukesh. Welcome to this today's discussion. And it's a pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you, Priya, for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So next up, the women who's been building global talent pipelines before the phrase global talent was even trending. Please put your hands together for Sudha Vutukuru, the talent acquisition leader at John Deere. Sudha Vutukuru brings 24 plus years of experience across powerhouses like Hero MotoCorp, Tech Mahindra, and now leads global talent acquisition at John Deere. She's just not about hiring, she's about redefining the workforce strategies across geographies. Think competency mapping, cross-border hiring, reskilling frameworks, and digital transformation. That's a lot of jargon for one day. So think of anything, and Sudha's done it all. So she blends business vision and people first thinking. And today, she's bringing that powerful lens to our discussion. We cannot be any more happier that Sudha is here with us today for the discussion at SheWork. Thank you, Sudha. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you for inviting for the session. Just one slight correction. I take care of the talent acquisition and strategy for India, Asia, as well as Middle East Africa. Not the global part with John Deere. That's a larger enterprise organization. There are different teams which are taking care of it.
Are we just
But this
manifesting
other thing
it?
which I've quoted is absolutely right. Thank you, and I look forward for this conversation with the veterans on the platform. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A warm welcome to you. And when you are talking about the the upcoming speaker now, so I just want to say that when it comes to bridging innovation, security, and leadership, this speaker brings 3 decades of multi domain tech experience to the table. So, to the audiences here, have you ever met someone who is as comfortable as decoding cyber crimes as they are decoding tech strategies? So, please put your hands together to Mr. Mandar Sahasrabudhe, the group CTO at Kirloskar, cybersecurity advisor, certified ethical hacker, IEEE white paper presenter, and blogger who is a passionate musical soul and a trekker. So, with 29 plus years of experience across IT, BFSI, telecom, and manufacturing, so Mandar has been a multifaceted personality. He has seen it all from mainframes to machine learning, and he's currently leading the digital strategy across the Kirloskar group and helping shape India's cyber awareness through state level skill initiatives. Thank you, Mandar. Thanks for joining in. It's such a pleasure. It's such an honor to have such wonderful dignitaries with us online today. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Priya, for also inviting me for this opportunity. Looking forward. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, not the least, definitely not least, but the last speaker of the day, the leader who knows how to build high growth teams from inside out with a pulse on what modern talent really wants. She's definitely the talent whisperer from one of India's most loved D2C brands, Licious. So please put your together for Bhakti Shirke, Director Talent Acquisition at Licious. With a career that spans names like Axis Bank, Bajaj Allianz, Apollo Munich, Accenture, Wipro, Bhakti knows hiring game inside out. Whether it's banking, tech, and now consumer tech, she understands what top talent wants and how to find it before they hit apply. So she's fast focused and future forward, and we are definitely more than thrilled, more than happy to have you share the hiring pulse of today's market today, Bhakti. Welcome, welcome to the panel. It's such a privilege, such an honor to have such amazing, distinguished panelists today. The day is definitely going to be really, really amazing. So thank you, Bhakti. Thank you once again for joining us today.
Thanks, Priya. That's an extremely overwhelming introduction. And I'm looking forward to the subsequent discussions.
Yes. So let's start today's discussion. So, yes, now that we all have met the panelists, that doesn't need to predict the future because they are already shaping it. So, from rethinking hiring playbooks to driving AI led transformation at scale, each one of our speakers brings a perspective that's as bold as it's relevant. So, what really happens when machines start making hiring decisions? That's what we are talking about today. When job roles evolve faster than resumes, and when AI isn't just a tool but a teammate. So that's what we are going to discuss today in our webinar. So let's find out. Let's dive into the discussion right away. The first question I would like to address it to all the panelists here, which actually says that AI is no longer knocking; it's sitting at the hiring table. So, are organizations practically integrating AI into their hiring process today? I would definitely like to know the perspective of each and every speaker today here. So, let's start with Mr. Mandar. What do you want to say about this?
Yeah, thank you, Priya. So I think I would say people are still testing the waters. Okay, so when it comes to when you say that it's integrated completely into hiring process, it's not the situation, and it's because of two things. Still people are still in the acceptance and adaptive mode. They have not adopted it because when any new
Mhm.
technology comes, it goes through a accept, adapt, and then adopt as a stages. That's one. Yeah, people have started using AI for assessing candidate skills because I think that would minimize the time spent on an initial screening for sure. Also, they are using it to improve the quality of hires by, let's say, utilizing standard job matching from machine learning algos. And third, they are also started using it to boost the team productivity with the custom workflows designed into to optimize the specific requirement needs, I would say. But I think the major difference why they are testing the waters is when you talk about AI, it will support the IQ, but when it comes to EQ, definitely HI stands over the AI. And that's why I think from a EQ perspective, people are still wondering that how do I assess a candidate's behavior when it comes to the parameters of his uh, soft skills. So that's why I think it's still on a hybrid mode. They have not adopted it completely. That's what I think. Yeah.
I think yes, considering the fact that this is the new normal, so it's definitely not going to just sit and I think it's going to rewrite all the job description while it's at it. So thank you for this perspective, Mr. Mandar. So Bhakti, do you want to add your points on it?
So I absolutely agree when Mandar said it is hybrid, because uh, I am on the side where we have been very hands-on. The team, the recruitment team, I have managed a recruitment team of high scales of above 30 recruiters at a time, and we have seen our recruiter efficiency become almost 4 to 5x as compared to the erstwhile efficiency that we had, because AI, while integrated with our ATS, has uh, speeded up the screening process till a great extent. Our turnaround times have been one of the main metrics for the recruitment team's delivery, um, performance gauging, and I mean, that has substantially been impacted in a positive sense by AI resume screening. So much so, while the candidate experience, if we have to talk about, has also been improved till a great extent by AI taking up the onboarding experience. While, um, like Mandar correctly said, EQ cannot be replaced by IQ, but
Yes.
the time to deliver is something which is a major plus by having AI introduced to the recruitment process. Would be my take to it. Yeah.
That's amazing. Definitely, yeah. Like how you said, human intervention always wins. So thanks for that, Bhakti. So yes, Mukesh, can we have your perspective over it?
Sure. See, I built a couple of systems in this area. Of course, I'm a techie, so I'll always talk about some of the systems, right? And always with AI, right, there's always a possibility, the false positive and false negative. 2008 was the first system I built when I was working with Satya Nadella in Microsoft, wherein we were losing employees, we were losing potential candidate to Google. And the system was to
Mm-hmm.
understand that from the profile, how can we understand what this strength and weaknesses are? And is there a possibility that this person will join or not join? And this is, again, using some of the AI part in that time, about 17 years back. And even today, when we look at this part, it's always the confidence. Will this person join? Will this person stay in the company for long, right? When I say long, doesn't mean that, forever, but even like, is this person going to hop every 1 year? Is this person going to create this? So every data is available, which right now we humanly do it. We can assess how many, 5, 10, 15 resume, but with AI we are able to do that, a good one amount of those, and you can do slicing and dicing. Hey Mukesh, we want to see the person in Azure, in Bangalore. Wait a minute, Bangalore, this will be the cost, this will be the time it will take, and this much it will, the probability of that joining is this much, compared to I'm okay to do with Pune because people will be there, or even Gandhinagar where the longevity is much higher. So this whole piece of hiring decision making can be matter. Then I say, you know what? I'm okay to have it in Gandhinagar. Like that. I think that part, power data available, crunch the data and give the system so that people can do this. Human will initiate this conversation. This will shortlist. Still at the end of it, human will take a decision. I think that if we keep it that mind in that way, probably we'll get a good output out of the AI for hiring.
Great. So it's like no matter how much ever the technology advances, at the end of the day, it's the human who actually created it. Let's actually give the advantage of human eyes also there. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks for sharing this. So Sudha, very excited to know your perspective on it.
Thank you, Priya. It's a very good question. I agree partially with Mandar, Mukesh, as well as Bhakti. Automation has started long time back in every process. I would say that. All said and that, it's become an integrated part of the entire recruitment cycle. As Mukesh rightly said, that if you use it rightly, it will help you enhance your efficiency by automating a lot of manual activities, be it your skill matching, your intelligent sourcing, your screening, your interview supports. I'll just give you an example. Interview support has started way long time back. I have used it 4 years back. Okay. So it's, if you use it appropriately, it can definitely enhance your efficiency as well as productivity, and also clear the bandwidth of the recruiters from a lot of manual activities, giving them space to think more strategically and bring in more ideas onto the table. That's my take
Great,
on it. And all said
great,
and
great.
done, you people should obviously use AI in a very, very balanced approach. You should optimize AI for the most heavy lifting kind of jobs like the sourcing, screening, while the final decisions are being taken by the human instinct. That's going to bring the actual balance onto the table.
Thank you. Thank you. So, no matter how much ever multiple tools we use, but I think it's the final gut feeling or the human instinct is what creates the magic over there. Thank you. Thanks for bringing this up, Sudha. So, for the next question, I would like to first. Probably I'll come back to you itself on this, Sudha. So, with hiring now part human, part machine, who is really making the decisions, and how do we strike the right balance between AI insights and human instinct? Like how you said you were talking about human instinct. So how do we strike a right balance here? What are the steps to be allocated? What are the ideas to be actually integrated to make sure that this actually works?
Thank you, Priya. I think partially I answered this in your earlier question. Okay, AI is definitely the thing which needs to be used in every organization, in every processes to enhance the efficiency. But as you rightly mentioned, that it has to be a balance between the AI automation and the human instinct. AI should be best used for your processes, for your data, for your trends, and then you should get in your human instinct to take the final, decisions. Okay, that's how you need to bring in the balance. Okay, you can't apply an AI and automation everywhere. Your final instinct has to be your human instinct, that too are based on a lot of outcomes coming out of your evaluations, your processes, the data which the AI is giving. That's how you need to bring in that balancing act. Okay,
Sure,
that's my
sure.
take
Thank
onto
you.
it. Yeah.
Great, great. It's good to know that. So the big lesson for us right now. So AI can definitely crunch data, but instinct still closes the deal. So definitely, so human intuition is still the undefeated and the undisputed decision what we have to take there. Thank you very much, Sudha. Thanks for that amazing insight you shared. So, coming for the next question, I would love to ask Mandar. So, I'm not so sure about Mukesh. Probably there is some technical issue with him. He might join the call very quickly again. So, Mandar, I want to come back to you for this. So, from your vantage point, which parts of the talent funnel are most ripe of AI innovation right now? So, would you like to answer this?
Sure, sure. So before I go to this question, just a take on a last question, if you allow me. So, further to what Sudha had said, I would just add that, see, remember, AI is emotionless. AI doesn't have emotions at all, and that's a very important thing we are talking about, because AI can do a quantification related effectiveness search for a candidate, but when it's come to a qualitative one, AI fails. So, for example, AI, uh, we couldn't we couldn't rely on AI when it comes to your ethics, values, diversity, and behavior, for sure.
Mhm.
Because it's quantitative, yes, but if it's qualitative, it can't. And that's why I think the HI instinct, as Sudha rightly said, that would always overrule. So HI should always be as a pilot and AI as a co-pilot. That's how I put it for the question before. Now, coming to your latest, sorry for going back, but then I think I
No, no, no,
wanted to add.
definitely.
Coming to your question from a vantage point of view, I think there are a couple of talent funnels which would be most ripe from the AI innovation route. The first one I would say is the candidate experience. Now imagine where we all have gone through this when we start applying for a job, uh, particularly at a level at a mid level. Then I think the portal asks you to fill a very long lengthy applications, and that's what I'm talking about a candidate experience. Uh, Imagine that if filling the lengthy applications and duplicating your CVs, that would definitely give some kind of a deteriorating experience to a candidate, and candidate would say cv upload kiya hai, so why do you want to fill it the details, right? So there is where this would play a very important role from a candidate experience perspective, from a funneling part I'm talking about. Now there are various methods to provide this positive candidate experience. One of them is your chatbots. Been talking about it. Now the chatbots asking simple questions, you can get, I mean, of course, simple and smart questions, you can get a lot to know about a candidate, at least from an initial screening perspective. So I think candidate experience as such can be improved. Pre-screening of the candidates or answering their queries about the job profile. I think these two areas I would rate most as the who would benefit from the AI innovation. Also, probably we could deploy that. We can deploy some resume parsers, which would fill the fields directly from the candidate CV, as
Correct.
well as there could be some branding templates which could act as an influencer. I think this, so your branding, your candidate experience, and helping the candidates from a chatbot perspective or screening them. I think these three areas I would say are from a vantage point of view. I think they would be really helpful for the AI, uh, using AI. Yeah, that's my take.
Great, great. So it's like AI is ready to clean up everything from sourcing to screening. So I hope this there will be no more of this control F for Java recruitment, and just to make sure you search for all these skills exclusively, so that I think the initial vetting process will be taken care there.
No,
So
so yeah,
thank you,
again,
thank
sorry, Priya. Just again coming back. See, we
you.
are again coming back to the same point about the HI instinct and the EQ here. So that's why I
Hmm.
said candidate experience. It matters a lot, right? I mean, at
Yes.
least for some of the critical positions, and that's where probably whatever I said, that's the good area to AI to actually fill in the gap.
So yes, there is always a yay for human instinct and a nay for AI at the end of the day. Thank you, thanks a lot, thanks a lot. So again, there is yet another wonderful question for the talent acquisition leader over here. So Bhakti, this question is definitely coming up for you. So has AI made your job easier, or just made the expectations faster, cheaper, and better? What do you think AI has done?
I would think I would definitely say that AI has made my job easier. It has increased the efficiency of my team so much, and I vouch a lot for AI. In the past, and
Mhm.
this is a statement that I've made in the other forums, which I would like to reiterate, that so many times you come across, people who ask questions like, will AI replace humans? The answer is no. AI will not replace humans. I mean,
Fortunately.
like humans leveraging AI efficiently will overpower or overtake the people who are not able to leverage AI efficiently.
Mhm.
So that is one of the things that I strongly believe in. So when it comes to the overall interview funnel or the overall interview channel, subsequently, after Sudha and Mandar said that the sourcing, the screening has become much efficient or easier, the candidate experience with regards to the resume passing, I agree with all of that. Over and above that, and in the assessment process, while of course the final call needs to be taken by the HR leaders, one of the most useful tool that I find is the personality assessments. So while
Mhm.
we the MBTIs to use, or the Talviews or the Hogans to use, the personality assessment platforms, the report accuracy is so resonating with the human assessment that it really makes our decision making, it aids to our decision making, while it might not be the only parameter through which we will take a call whether to proceed on the candidate or not. It is a combination of the skill and the personality. Having said so, this comes across as an enabler in the recruitment process, and you get to understand if the person that we are hiring is
Mhm.
in alignment with the organization culture or not. So that is
Cool.
my take. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So thank you. So basically, it's like AI is both your superpower and also like a stopwatch. So it's like so I would like how you said. I would like to infer something that technology is on steroids and HR is on caffeine. That's that's how I could actually
Yeah,
understand in layman
that's
terms. If you say
perfect.
probably
Yeah.
for a person who doesn't for the person who for whom HR is like Greek and Latin. So thank you. Thanks a lot for that. So Mukesh, welcome back. Welcome back to the panel. So I suppose there was a small technical glitch from your side. So yes, now that Mukesh is here, let us quickly bring him back to one more question, one more perspective here. So Mukesh, everyone's talking about AI here, but what's next? Which other emerging technologies do you think will shape hiring and workforce strategies in probably say around the next 3 to 5 years?
Okay, apologies for the delay. There was a glitch. My computer decided to restart suddenly. Okay, so what we are looking at it, the developers are deploying long-term long-term technology has gone really well, and that has good one. With agentic AI coming in and all, we are actually
Mhm.
moving more and more towards how each of us, right, will be able to get our 5 sessions. So don't restart my computer, right? If it was smart enough. But anyway, so I think it has to evolve over a period of time. And if you look at the whole life cycle of a person thinking about joining a
Mhm.
company till the time the person is retiring or exiting the company, if you look at all of those parts, the well-being part of it, the leadership, right? All of those things need to come out. Like I always use this Hindi phrase from the Three Idiot movie. "अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?" Right? When people give feedback, right? Are we able to understand? Are we able to extract some of the key information and see that yes, Mukesh is the person who does this, and if a successor of Mukesh need to be there, Mukesh have let's say 20,000 connection in Capgemini, but the successor only have 50 to 50 connection. The person is probably not ready for being a successor. So all those parts can be understood and leverage what we call it leadership 360, which we have recently released. We'll be able to get understanding of those. So the future of AI looks like getting more and more into the other parts of the human which may not be possible to represent in data, and then looking at it where the person is going to go through on the emotional side of emotional maturity, when we talk about social maturity, and also of course the leadership and technology management maturity also come into picture. So that will be my thought about how the future is shaping up with AI.
Great, great. So it's definitely, I would definitely want to say that AI, probably it's not a whole tech wave and coming. So the tech wave isn't slowing, it's just stacking. And I think AI is just probably chapter one. And yeah, but like how the trend is going, the sequel itself sounds a bit more wilder. Like what else is in store for us when considering it, AI emerging it in such an exponential speed. But thanks for your insights on it, Mukesh. So next question, I want to come back to Sudha probably. So is there, you think, still scope for India INC to build HR tech products that challenge the global giants, or is it a saturated market already?
Great question, Priya. India, yes, the entire market is evolving, and India, as I keep saying, that India's got the tech, the talent, and the scale where they can build a lot of tools. But only thing is, organizations or the companies which are planning to build these kind of tech products should look at the local problems and resonate it to the global relevance, and then build it so that it becomes, then we'll be in a position not only to compete with the the global giants, but we will also be able to position ourselves as one of the top leaders. That's my take onto
Great.
it.
Great. That's great. That's amazing to know. So that I think that's a real amazing response. So I think although for these questions the answer might just shape our next unicorn, where we are so happy to welcome so many more changes, so many more companies. So I would say India is not late to the party. We might just be one of those amazing ones who are actually flipping the table there. So India Inc. is definitely on the move. So who knows what the future beholds for us? And India definitely, that's the reason why we have this whole notion of India is shining, and the future is definitely going to be our country. Thank you. So that was definitely promising. Hope we just manifest for more such amazing tomorrows to come for India. So
So to
thank
add
you. So
more,
next question,
yeah. So, Supriya, so just to add to what Sudha said, apart
please,
from
please.
the conglomerates or apart from the startups that we have in place, there are quite a few
Mhm.
organizations or there are quite a few projects the IITs have been incubating. So, IIT incubators have
Mhm.
one of the a very fascinating entity that I engaged with in my erstwhile
Mhm.
experience while I was in Axis Bank. While we were dealing with volumes every month, given the population in India, we used to have about 18 to 20 lakh candidate applying on the career site. So there was
Great.
one of the IIT incubator organizations who came forth and pro bono helped us bucket these candidate applications into relevant disciplines as per their skills, as per their experience, as per their interests. And so the scope to deliver, because we have a huge canvas to work on as a
Mhm.
country, given the expanse and given the skills and given the opportunities, we have a lot to offer. Likewise, it's not limited to only the organizations, like you said, India Inc. It is uh, or breeding across demographics is what I wanted to say.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Bhakti, for the same. So, Mandar sir, I would like to know your perspective on this as well. Please share your views.
Uh, sure, Priya. So I think, if I look at the UPI systems, India was the first one to do it. Now, surely because we have a lot of complexity, we have a lot of diversity, and I think that's the
Mhm.
challenge we still face. So we are not at all late in the race. And if you talk about the different technologies which could be, the HR products in as such, I mean, people have not yet touched the metaverse integration. For example, for the immersive HR
Mhm.
process, that could be one, right? I mean, I don't see a lot of AI products there. Or if you talk about data-driven DEIB for effective diversity and inclusion, that's not there. I think there are
Okay.
a lot of these pockets. If you talk about hyper personalization, that is still not there. So these are the some of the ideas where definitely India Inc. can contribute there. Or you talk about the digital learning in with incorporation of, let's say, gamification and virtual reality. I think still not there. If you talk about the people analytics for the driving the workforce talent management, it's not there. So I think there are a lot of these pockets also in the hiring and the HR processes and systems that. So we definitely have a huge playground there. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to add.
I think, yes, with trailblazers like you leading the bandwagon, I think that dream is not so very far fetched. So thank you very much. It's so many amazing things we are sharing here. So Sudha, I'll quickly come back to you. So before that, can we just have Mukesh's a little bit of perspective, and Sudha, we can get back to your perspective on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mukesh, would you please
Sure.
like to add a bit of your points on this?
Yeah. So one of the thing, as we start adopting these, right? So I think more or less nowadays the scenarios are mostly about how to use generative AI, right? Which is
Mhm.
fine. But now think about the generative AI part of it, right? So when I'm doing a performance review, right? Will I be able to digest and then get information from 7 different tools to be able to say what's
Mhm.
happening there, right? More important part, as we enhance generative AI, right? For example, can I go and ask the system, tell me what are my female employer talking about certain policy, let's say in Pune, right? tell me, how are we doing? Are we promoting female employees or male employees in the right sequence? Is there any major difference between the compounds, right? So those format of like a GPT type of format, asking the system and the system responding to those in a good way and with the details and everything. That's the future looks like. When we did some of the POC, right, it came very good results. And yes, accuracy part is that it's good because it has numbers, it has summary. Summary, the accuracy could be here and there, 95%, 98% and all, but numbers cannot go wrong. So it's a good combination rather than you going to Power BI, which is also working, right? Power BI and then going and clicking and all. So I always encourage people to think about push versus pull model. Pull model. When I have time, I will go to Power BI and then check on people analytics dashboard, which is also I lead at Capgemini. But it takes time. Not everybody will come every day and check. Compared to something called breakfast report, which is delivered to them every day in the morning 9 a.m. in the mailbox, saying that what happened in your system or what happened in your team yesterday. Compared to the next part, which is more again a pull, when I go and ask question on GPT and I get a response by an internal system with all the security. I think that's what things are moving forward with, and that's what I would say we can get the true value from the data which you already have by using GenAI tools, I would say.
Great, great. So I think AI is pretty much open about its, there is always a discretion what we have to choose from being humans, because AI always throws up the result. And at the end of the day, there's a small asterisk saying, please do not trust me completely. Do your own fact checks. So I think that's where we win. So yes, thank you for this point for adding in, Mukesh. So Sudha, you want to share your thoughts?
Absolutely. As Mandar rightly said, that there are various areas that there's a lot of scope for the India tech to get into. I would say that a lot of scope in skill matching platforms, a lot of scope in L&D side, where it's not only about upskilling and reskilling courses. How do you integrate them with your real time problems? Okay, that's the kind of areas. And Mandar already touched upon metaverse. There's a lot of virtual reality, gamification, especially in the assessment side, so which is going to play a very big role. And it has got a lot of global relevance as well, because these are common areas which will bring in a lot of efficiency if we build the right solutions to the market and the relevant audience.
Great,
Okay.
great.
That's my little more addition to the previous response.
Thank you very much. And yes, we are. I'm sure the audiences who have joined us are hungry to know more points and more insights from all you amazing panelists here. So I'll quickly go on to the next question. So coming from the tech background, probably Mandar, I'll ask this question to you. From prompt engineers to AI ethicists, are we ready to hire for job roles that didn't even exist 12 months ago?
Very very hard question to answer, to be honest. But yes, I think that's how the tech has been enabling business, but at the same time, they are probably disabling us. So from the perspective that when I start looking for a candidate and a JV, because HR would come back and say, Mandar, I want a JV. Now that's a very tricky one, that how do I define the job role there? Because some of the skills have already been automated, as you rightly said. Now, people have started looking at how do I upskill my talent so that they can value add in the job role they are playing, right? So that's the first point. Uh, so I think we are ready and we are not ready. When I say we are not ready, it's coming so fast that you really have to think that what skills do I look in the candidate apart from the, when I say, let's say, for example, I say infrastructure guy, I know the infrastructure skills, but at the same time, I know that if there were 10 points in the JV, 5 are already addressed by my RPA automation or AI. So, which means as a leader, what do I think and how do I think that what could be the upskill values I should look in the candidate going ahead? Okay. So, if you ask me, my take is then I would start looking for more of a domain knowledge there then. How do I differentiate, right? Because the two candidates coming with the same infrastructure experience, the value that they bring to the table will definitely be the domain. And I always say this, that the good IT engineers are those who have graduated from a core engineering background and then come to the IT. Okay, so for example, Kirloskar being into the manufacturing, and of course, engine is one of our product, right? Now, when my engineer is a B mechanical or B automobile, for example, And when he knows that what goes into manufacture an engine, then he would be in the right position to suggest the right uh, IT solution for the business. Correct? Or we talk about John Deere. Definitely, when person knows about the domain knowledge, that would be great. So I think we have started adding this, enriching the JVs with, I would say, the domain knowledges, with probably also a pinch of how do I use AI, and then coming to the routine infrastructure or whatever job role we want. So I think that's how it's evolving. And as I said, are we ready? Yes, we are ready. But then it's also a lot of work from a candidate perspective to really screen him on um, knowing his soft skill to be adaptive, to be open to the learning. Because if you come on a level, I think people first have to unlearn and learn, and that's very tricky. I mean, Bhakti and Sudha would agree because they are from talent acquisition. But as you go higher up the ladder, it becomes more and more difficult. So I think we have just very quickly. I'll take a minute. We have also adopted a strategy where some of the business leaders, we said you should at least go through a basic course of AI, so you understand when my person talks to you and saying Jupyter Notebook or Python, it should not sound Greek and Latin, right? But that really
True.
helps. That really helps because then they learn and they at least talk the same language. They come up with the use cases which they want. So I think, yeah, that's how it is. The job roles and the skills are changing, and yeah, we are ready for it. Yes, we are ready, and I think our HR is also ready. Thank you.
Great, great. So I think learning is always a part of anybody's life, be it a professional or even a small child. I think everyone evolve from learning, and yes, like how you aptly mentioned, unlearning also is definitely a process there. So sure, when we this is the era when we see digital content creation as one of the major job roles, and why not? What future beholds. So now, Bhakti, you want to add something for this?
No, the digital content creator being an emerging career made me really smile because we have
Yes.
literally been hiring across my last three organizations. I clearly remember, how important as a, D2C organization or a product or a service-based organization, it is very important for us to be positioned, well positioned in front of our consumers on the social media. So yeah,
Definitely.
that's
It's
very
a
important.
bit big part and parcel of the
Yeah.
brand promotion, being able to promote the brand effectively that reaches the audience in the effective manner that resonates with them. I think that's definitely a big responsibility of all the
Yeah.
digital content
So
creator over
today,
there.
one
So
of the questions that becomes a part of the interviews for the recruiters is how many thousand followers do you have on LinkedIn? So
yes,
yeah, I
precisely,
mean, to be an
precisely.
efficient recruiter, to be an
Yes.
efficient recruiter, it is very important for one to have an organic network. So now the social media frenzy is at that stage that this has become a part of the recruitment assessment interview. Yeah.
I mean, I think even you'll definitely agree that just around 5, 6 years down the lane, 5, 6 years before what 2025, I don't think so. Recruiters were very keen on having the LinkedIn profiles of all the during this whole candidature process. I think that's one of the very important aspect right now, like how you portray yourself in front of the public as a professional versus how you portray yourself as an individual in Instagram. So there is a huge difference over there. So yes, this definitely
And these
matters
two
a lot.
can be like
So
absolutely polarized personalities, for all you know.
yes, yes, exactly. So that's the reason I think probably even in the work front, even in the HR space, also if the JDs are like still catching up the org charts, definitely the org charts surely needs a refresh in that case. So where the new hires title, like how I mentioned, sounds like a sci-fi, and you can't even Google the JD. You never know in 2025. I think that's the scenario where we are reaching right now. Thanks a lot for these perspectives. So coming back to the tech space, I would like to ask both Mukesh and Mandar these questions from the tech POV here. What is that biggest gap you see between the industry need versus the current talent is trained for from the tech space, from the point of view of a tech leader?
See, what I've
Can
been
we have Mandar's
looking.
perspective first, please? Or
Yeah,
Mukesh,
Mukesh.
Okay,
anyone?
I'm okay with Mukesh goes first.
Yes,
Mukesh,
please. We
go
can
ahead.
have Mukesh's perspective first
Sure.
shared.
See, I when I was running Microsoft Bangalore, 2011, I realized that there was a big gap of just basic understanding of the data. Even if I get a statistician, a PhD holder as well, the person will say, "Ab batao kya karna, main kar lunga." Which means you tell me what to do and I'll do it. Which means only focus on the parts and the formulas and so on. Right? No, for that it's automation. You can get AI write the code for you, right? The coming up with the idea, what can be done, how can be done, that is the area. Then I thought, it will take some time to change and all. I cannot change the world, of course, but let me take one college at a time, two college, three college. So happy to say I'm advisor to 18 colleges right now, and
Oh
getting those
my.
syllabus, getting those inducted, not just the curriculum, but also the thought process. So I do workshops at some of these colleges over the weekends, and then I get their thinking. Like for example, when I ask somebody, okay, it's just an example, no brand affiliation. Uber want to increase market share in by 10% point. How would you do that? Invariable answer is put more vehicle, give more discount. Well, come on, right? You can do definitely better than that. You're not even looking at the data. That mindset change is required. And then people jump to AI. My son, when he was in sixth grade, he said, "Dad, I know AI. I done these parts." I said, "Wait a minute, you don't know AI." He just called two, three APIs and he got it done. That's not AI, right? The how do you start with journey with data, then you go for analytics, machine learning, AI. That the whole spectrum is required. So the gap is there even today. People say I have a master's in AI, and when I open the mouth and realize that, what, the person only knows how to use ChatGPT, right? So that part is there. That part is going to remain. Now, what change has happened is happening now slowly. I'm seeing that is people started realizing that just knowing how to code is not that, because that is already automated. We have tools available which will write the code for you. People started realizing that it's the outcome, the business outcome is what is required, and that is the biggest gap I find out right now today. Second piece, I think we were just discussing a few minutes back. Executive AI literacy. Sorry to use the word literacy, but that's what it is. When I coined this word data literacy about 7 years back in Capgemini, my CEO got offended because, Mukesh, what do you think? We are illiterate. I said, data literacy will be the name. I ran it for some time, but then I had to change it for of pressure. So we called it data-driven innovation. Now we're talking about AI literacy. So as we talked about, right, people know Jupyter Notebook, people know the words. More than that, right? What is false positive? What is false negative? How the hallucination work? That knowledge is required. But when you do the 2 days workshop, then people realize, okay, wow, now I know AI. And then the whole spectrum knows AI, then the real innovation happens. Otherwise, you're doing bottom up, not work. Top down will not work. You need to be a whole spectrum. I think that's what the gap is, and that's where I think some of us will be able to actually coach somebody and then take one use case and run through the whole system probably.
Great, great. Talking about the holistic perspective here. And I would definitely want to mention here that I am so totally jealous of all those students who are getting amazing insights from you each and every day. Thank you. Thank you for that, Mukesh. So, Mandar, would you like to share your thoughts on this?
Sure. I think Mukesh already answered that, but I think we should start a concept like a ITBP now. Where do we have HRBP? We don't have ITBP. I mean, I haven't seen it, right? And why I'm saying this is that's the biggest gap, I would say. Being a real business partner, knowing the business, knowing the domain, and then suggesting the solutions. So typically what happens is businesses, I mean, everybody thinks they know IT, and everybody is, of course, now, literate in the IT, I agree. But when it comes to a tech focused solutions, it's not easy. And then business would come and tell you that, Mandar, we want this technology. But is there a real need? Is it really adding a value there? And that's why I think the biggest gap is ITBP. We should start really a position for Sudha and Bhakti. Please hire somebody as a ITBP there. Because
I
when the
think we have
person,
the potential
This is
candidates
such
right here.
thought-provoking. Yeah, this is such thought-provoking, which is amazing. Yeah.
yeah, so I think we should that's the biggest gap I see, understanding the business and all, because as Mukesh rightly said, the freshly pass out students or even the mid level, they would just come and focus on a coding part of it, saying that I have to develop this piece and deliver. They would not see at the output of it, the bigger picture, right? Whom I am delivering, why I'm delivering, nobody would know that. I think that's where you have to train people to understand and get the holistic view and then come out with the solutions. That's number one gap. Number two gap I see personally is um, the whole talent coming out now, at least from a tech perspective. I would say that everybody wants to sit in the office and work. They feel, remote IT can work remotely. I mean, that's the second biggest gap I'm saying, because I've seen that when I tell people, you please go sit in the plant, visit the plants, talk to the people, and then come back with the solution. I mean, there is where this mindset change is needed. Else, it's not all remote, it's not all sitting in the office. So these two gaps from a cultural mindset or behavioral perspective or soft skills, whatever you say, and the second, the business partnering, ITBP, business knowledge, I think these are the two biggest gap I see.
I would
Great,
want to
great.
add here,
That's
Priya.
amazing. So yes, I would to come to you, Sudha. That it'll be great to have a perspective of HR also here. So please share your thoughts on this.
I totally agree that, there's lot which we are talking about, entire world is talking about AI. A lot of organizations are investing a lot of, training modules and all. The real problem is that how do you apply the training to the real problems is what the organizations need to look at. Okay, that's where I mentioned that training plays a very big role, but that training should not be only a classroom training and online training. It has to be integrated with some kind of real problems where the thinking cap of the people start putting in their thinking cap
Mhm.
and start building the real solutions and apply the acquired knowledges against the solving the problems. Okay, that's where the L&D comes in, plays a very big role by developing those kind of integrated learning solutions. Okay, that's my take onto it. Okay.
Thank you very much. So it's exciting to know that our audience is so engrossed with this conversation that we have an amazing question by one of the audiences who is asking here, like, how are you going about implementing responsible AI frameworks? So, Sudha, would you actually like to add to this? And by
um
the way, I'm totally greedy. I want to know the perspective of all the leaders here. There's actually a very good question from our audience. So, Sudha, we'll
yes.
start with you first.
Absolutely. The entire world is talking about AI, but if you talk about a defined framework in terms of compliance, in terms of applying it, I don't see there is any defined framework which is being either signed off by any of the authorities. But yes, every organization is defining the compliance and framework based on the need and how the business is working for them, and
Great.
what is the ethos of the company. Okay, that's where the entire thing is developing. Frameworks are getting developed, but there's no universal framework which is being signed off by any government or any universal organizations. Okay, every organization
Great,
is
great.
understanding it. Since everybody is in an evolving phase, they are accepting it, they're evolving it, they're defining it and implementing it, so that they take care of the various nuances of the country as well as the local laws.
Exactly, precisely. So, straight up coming from the leaders, Mandar, what do you want to say? So, it's like telling the whole world that with great power comes great responsibility. So, how do you want to take, what do you want to share your take on this?
Okay, I think definitely there is a need to implement this responsible AI frameworks, I would say.
Mhm.
See, what's happening is people have started using these freebies of the AI. Okay, I don't want to name them, but that's very dangerous. I think you are putting your data privacy into the hands of somebody who would use it probably for hyper personalization on the social platforms, as you know. Right, I mean, you start getting those ads once you see something like that. So I think from a tech perspective, how we are more responsible is we ensure that if you want to use AI, that AI should be developed in-house. That is number one. It should not be any freebie platform or open source platform. I mean, that's at least my perspective. I'm not saying you don't use it, uh, but from a data privacy and protection perspective, it's very important that you be responsible to ensure data stays with you. You have the
Mhm.
full governance and the control of the data, because you never know who is using your data, right? And I
Correct.
think for that, tech is responsible. Tech is very responsible for that.
Yes.
So AI frameworks would come when they come, but at least for now, you should have a data governance and framework, I feel, because end of the day, it's a data. And I have used this term in many of my conversations, and I like it. As I said, I should get a royalty. I have coined it. I say data data hai. Data kya deta hai? It gives you power of conviction, power of decision making, power of intelligence, everything, right? So I think the data governance and framework It's very important. You never know, in the future there would be a lot of businesses which come out of this data. So I think, so as a tech, I would be responsible to ensure that these AI frameworks are used. They are basically developed in house. They are used, and the data stays in house. But
Great.
yes, there is a need to adopt this AI ethical frameworks also,
Hmm.
because sometimes, it's AI is input is equal to output. As simple as that. Whatever you put in comes out there with basis of the machine learning, and it learns itself. But as I said, it lacks in the EQ, it lacks in the ethics, it lacks in the compliance. So all this will take time. There is definitely a lot of organizations have come together to form this AI governance frameworks. Not only frameworks, it should be governance frameworks, right? How to use it, why to use it, how the output should be, etc. So it would come, but yes, there is a need for it. But let's start with the data governance framework and be responsible. That's my take. Thank you.
Great, great, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So I think audience will be really happy with this. So quickly, Mukesh and Bhakti, we would like to know your perspective also in a very short manner, because we are
Sure.
totally having a time crunch here.
Sure.
So before we take up the last question, I would like to
Yeah.
know your perspective on this in a
Yeah.
very short
Not,
way.
yeah. So Mandar have already covered some of the element. So when I talk about the responsible AI, right, is your model free from bias? We know one of the big company, one of the known big company had a bias in the model wherein it was rejecting all female employees while in the resume screening. Definitely, that is
That's
not possible,
definitely
right?
not
Yeah,
She
Yeah,
because
works friendly. Yes.
the base of
exactly.
this bias gets formed because if you look at the demographics, if you have to
Yeah.
see the engineering colleges, the number of women pursuing engineering as a career is very limited. So that's how such biases
Forty-eight
get formed.
percent.
This was a real, yeah. So this
Yeah,
was a real time experience even we went through in
yeah,
while I was with
mm,
my past organizations where we were mostly doing
yeah.
tech hiring. So the engineering, what do you say, supply or the resources available, the talent available in the market when it comes to women is very limited. But that does not make them, any less or any deprived of having an equal opportunity when it comes to the interviewing process. So yeah,
That's
bias should
yes, that's the
be
kind of bridging gap what we are trying to do at
Yeah,
SheWork here. So
yeah.
thank you for sharing your thoughts on it. And let me quickly take the last question here. It's adds extreme value for today's discussion about India's GCC, which has undergone a massive transformation and being seen as the cost centers to now driving global innovation. And they are no longer following just the roadmap; they are just helping to redesign it. I think like how we spoke of the startup and other aspects here. So this is a critical question which I want to ask here is GCCs are definitely shifting from support centers to innovation hubs. So how are they redefining talent strategies to attract AI ready adaptable talent, tech talent? So for this question, I would like all the leaders to just answer in a single sentence if we can, which we can definitely use as a highlight quote of this complete website webinar. So yes, let's start with Bhakti.
So to me, I think bridging the skill versus will gap, because initially it was always said that we are the back offices. The GCCs were regarded as skilled people, but not being able to have any cerebral capacity. So I think that energy shift, since it has happened, it has definitely made us willingly go into the strategic or the leadership purview. Yeah,
Thank you
so
very much. Quickly moving to Mukesh there,
for
your one liner
future.
for this amazing question.
Sure. So I would not say AI ready at all. I would say the person should be curious ready, and then person should be able to learn. And more important, right, moving away from the "aap batao kya karna hai" to the point wherein let's do this innovation. So I think that's from service mindset to the innovation mindset. It is what is required. That's I would say.
Yeah, वही
Definitely
मैंने
will
बोला
go.
था, skill and
Definitely will. Yes, definitely will go as my bookmark quote. Thank you for that, Mukesh. Can we go to Mandar next?
Yeah, I think for me it's if I look at that question, I cannot answer in a single line. Sorry for that. But yeah, if I have to answer in a single line, I would say that how do you really treat IT as your partner and not as now as an enabler? That's the next stage. That would really attract the talent, and that would be a talent strategy if you ask me. Though I don't come from a GCC, but I think that's a strategy when you say IT is my partner.
Great,
in a single
great,
sentence.
great. Thank you, Mandar. So, Sudha, quickly, your one-liner on this.
One liner would be, I know it's one liner cannot solve the question which you raised. You're absolutely right that GCCs have shifted from cost centers to innovation hubs. But at the same time, it's time for us also to redefine our talent strategies, keeping in mind the technology, evolving technologies, and as well as bringing a lot of agility into the way that we are hiring today. That's going to
Great.
change the game. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Here's to more such innovations, and which actually all these amazing thoughts today brings us to the end of today's electric conversation. So thank you all for joining in, and we have covered a lot: the hiring practices, tech shift, bold strategies, challenges, and heard that directly from all the leaders who are actually shaping the talent, shaping the tech, and everything. What's next? So thank you for this powerhouse panel, Mr. Mukesh Jain, Ms. Sudha Vutukuru, Mr. Mandar Sahasrabudhe, and Ms. Bhakti Shirke. Your insights were definitely sharp, grounded, and future forward, if I may say. So, exactly what today's audience definitely needed. So, to everyone also who joined this conversation here, we would love to say that this wasn't just a webinar, it was a preview of tomorrow's hiring game. And thanks for tuning into Women Everyday series by SheWork. And until next time, keep learning, keep building, and let AI support your vision and not shape it for you. Definitely, let's shape our future by ourselves. And thank you. AI will be of great help, but AI definitely will not overpower our life and profession. On this note, I would like to thank everyone. Thanks a lot.